If you like fantasy tabletop skirmish games that are heavy on character building, progression, with options for solo and cooperative play, with heavily narratively driven campaigns, then I think you'll really like Rune Warriors. This is the fantasy tabletop skirmish game written by myself and my son Nicholas. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be giving you an overview of the core rules for Rune Warriors, and then in the next video I'll take you through Rune Party, which is the solo and co-op expansion. So in this video we're going to focus on Rune Warriors, a fantasy tabletop skirmish game. Let's get right into it and we'll have a good look through the book. If you're familiar with our other games like Rogue Warriors, Population Z and Weekend Warriors, you're going to see some familiarity here. But the rules for this game are designed to give you a totally different gaming experience. You're going to be focused on building your party of warriors. There's some awesome rules for magic, ranged attacks, and it's heavily melee focused. The quests and campaigns are a huge part of this game, real fun. There's a hex-based campaign mode, and then there's also lots of rules for developing your warriors in between the different quests. Right, let's go through it then. So here we're going to get the introduction inside, just telling you everything that's going to be included, and that's just the same as you find on the back of the book. Then we've got the content section with the background, the core rules, how to assemble a party, that's a big section, gameplay, only 11 pages there, so keeping it nice and simple. We've got campaign rules, quest rules, and the campaign quests as well. So this book is going to give you the background to Rune Warriors. It's going to tell you all about rune shards, which you'll be fighting for and looking for across Runaria. And then you've got an introduction to the world of Runaria, broken down into different regions. And we're going to be releasing books for each of these regions, and there'll be monster tomes, so you're going to have loads of monsters to do battle against in solo and co-op mode. This book is going to focus on the player versus player rules to get you up to speed with all the mechanics. It's going to go through how to build your warriors with the different races and classes available, and we're also going to look at things like the guilds and monsters. And then when you get the next book, Rune Party, that's where the solo and co-op rules really come into play. But this is the best way to start. Perhaps you're looking for a game where you can play some quick skirmishes with your friends, PvP style, but if you want to go further and really dive into campaign mode and co-op and solo play, you'll need that next book. Here's a comprehensive section on the warrior cards. You'll be using these cards to create your warriors, and then you're going to really personalize them using all the tables on the following pages. First thing you can do is select a guild, and that'll give you a reaction that your whole party can use. Then you'll build up your party with level points, total of 12. You can go from level 1 to 4 with warriors, so you could have 3 warriors at 4 each, or you could have a total of 12 at 1 each, or anything in between. So you can really mix things up and have a host of different characters. And this system is designed to really unlock all your miniatures, so you can bring them in from different games, different collections, and then start putting together something really fun with races, classes, and then with some spells as well. You've got bards who can choose from rune songs, and then you've got loads of different weapons, melee and ranged weapons. You'll also be rolling for some starting gold, and that gold is going to allow you to go straight to the village merchant and purchase some personal gear like armour and things that can help you out, certainly in campaign play. You've also got loads of other gear to choose from, and familiars are included right from the get-go, which I think is awesome fun. And if you want to find out more about how to create a warrior, there is a video up on the channel already where I've gone through step by step exactly how to do that. I'll put a link to it at the end of this one. So let's keep going through the book and we'll have a look at gameplay. And if you've played Rogue Warriors, Weekend Warriors or Population Z, then you're certainly going to see some of the familiar rules coming into play. Although we've used those core rules for movement and the key mechanics, the game is very different, and you're certainly going to see that as you learn to play Rune Warriors. There's a lot more actions that you can do here, and this is going to really focus on those different characters from magicians to thieves and assassins, real old school characters that you can introduce, and they're going to have lots to do. So you can really tailor that party of warriors through their actions and their movement as well. You've got things like Brace, that's a new action where you can get your big guys, those big ogres or big well-armoured characters can brace for attack, and then that can certainly help them out. You're also looking at line of sight cover, very simple, all on one page. Then we've got one page for shooting attacks, one page for casting spells, and one for melee. This is going to differ from shooting attacks in, say, Rogue Warriors. There's not going to be any pins anymore. Instead, during the armor save sequence, you'll either take damage, be stunned, or make an armor save. We'll talk more about that stunned feature when we get onto melee. But with casting spells, this is all about either attacking the enemy or buffing and boosting your friendly warriors. So you can have a wizard really buffing your key melee guy going in there, or empowering your ranged attackers who can attack at distance. Alright, let's go on to the melee attacks then. Nice 8-step sequence, really intuitive, and you're going to be attacking the enemy with a dice pool. Your dice pool will be affected by things like weapon traits, potions, gear, spells, and also any stuns. Stuns are going to remove dice, whereas buffs are going to add dice. So the more you can get into that melee dice pool, the greater chance you've got to destroy the enemy. Of course, their melee dice pool could also be enhanced through different features too, so you've got to be careful of that. But this is a great way to build different types of parties. So you might have some that are all strong warriors that want to get in and fight, or you might have something that's mixed with one main melee character being reinforced by a magician or a wizard, and then someone attacking at range, and then even maybe an assassin who can sneak in while the big guy is taking all the heat. So lots of options, really great fun to put together different parties. Now let's have a look at the campaign rules, and we worked on this to make it a really fun and integral part of the game. Of course, you can just play one-off PvP games, but campaigns are what it's all about. And this will also apply when you play the solo co-op rules. So it works for both PvP and solo co-op. We say it's optional at this stage in the post-quest sequence to start introducing role-playing aspects of the game. So if you like D&D but you're more focused on action, then you're really going to like this part of the game, as you can use the structured tables to go through and start interacting with NPCs and each other, which I think is really fun. Now the game is great if you want to play with fun models, maybe like the ones I've just shown you, like the teddy bear, Wind in the Willows characters, that kind of thing. But you can also go for the more hardcore things like Warcry and anything in between. So it's really up to you the tone you go with. We've set the world, we've set all the rules in place and everything you need for the campaigns, but really it's up to you which miniatures you use and how they influence the game. And this is also going to come into play once you start going through this post-quest sequence. You're going to be assessing reputation, visiting healing and holy places, maintaining your weapons and armor, even looking for somewhere to stay, and of course visiting the merchants to get more awesome gear. We really wanted you to have the option to build your own campaigns so that you'll have endless games you can play for Rune Warriors. So we've put in here some quest rules about designing your own quests. And this table is a great way to have prompts to easily do it with all your deployment maps. And once you've designed a quest, you'll just string them together in a series of campaigns. You've got some straightforward rules to begin each quest with weather table included, order of play, and then you're straight in to the first narrative campaign. This is called the Rune Trials, and we really wanted a fun way to kick things off and introduce you to the world of Runaria. This will show you exactly how to run a PvP narrative campaign, so you can have two players going up against each other, and then you're going to get some benefits each time you win a quest to take into the subsequent quest. The layout gives you a basic narrative to introduce you to the quest, and then everything you need from setting up to deploying. Any things like chests, which are going to come up a lot in Rune Warriors. You're going to be searching all over the place to find those rune shards and special items as well. And so everything's laid out very clear, and we give you some ideas about where you can put your terrain, what type of terrain to use to fit in with the narrative. So it's really important for us that you get a nice half page of narrative here to introduce you to each one, and then it's really exciting as you work through the different trials to get to the end and see which of the two players or more will win. Finally, we've got the warrior cards there for you to print off, the guild sheet to keep track of everything, a quick reference guide, and some helpful tokens which are optional. Don't need those, you can use tokens from your own collection. And that's it. That's Rune Warriors, the fantasy tabletop skirmish game core rules. This is everything you need to play PvP games and campaigns. And then the next step, if you are interested in co-op and solo, is to get the Rune Warriors solo co-op rules, which comes in Rune Party. There'll be a video for Rune Party on the channel real soon as well, probably straight after this one tomorrow, so look out for that. But we break down rules for solo play and focus in on those monsters, which is going to be a huge part of the game going forward. And as I mentioned earlier, each region is going to have its own monster manual, which will include a hex-based campaign like this one, which comes with 16 quests to go on. So there's loads going on there, but they are going to be focused on co-op and solo. Stoneheart is the next expansion, so that'll be the first monster manual that will follow after Rune Party, so that should be available in April. So we're really looking forward now, we're back on schedule and can't wait to share that with you. But I hope this has been a good introduction for you to get a nice idea about Rune Warriors, what it's all about. Now, if you've got any questions, please add those in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them, and look out for more videos as we start posting them and really add in lots more content for the game on our YouTube channel now. If you'd like to find out more about Rune Warriors and Rune Party, they're both available to purchase as either PDFs or as printed copies, and they're available on our website and through Amazon. I'll put a link down below in the description and comments so you can easily find them, along with some other free downloads too. And look out for that link to the Create a Warrior video at the end of this video, and you'll also be able to see the Rune Party video very soon as well. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it gave you a good introduction to the game. Look out for lots more to come. But for now, thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.